President Biden contradicting his own White House about his position in the looming rail strike. Watch.
Can you talk about what the holdup is, Mr. President?
I can't because it's the middle of negotiations still. But
have you been in touch with the parties again?
My team has been in touch with all the parties, in rooms with the parties, and I have not directly engaged yet because they're still talking.
Well, that's not what the White House was saying Tuesday.
The president is indeed involved directly, but I don't want to get into details at this time, but he has been involved. He remains focused, again, on protecting America's families. We have to avoid a rail shutdown.
Joining the conversation all morning long through the cycle, President John Lonsky and former State Department Senior Advisor, Center for the National Interest Senior Fellow, Christian Whiten. Gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving. Great to see you both this morning. Christian, to you first on this. Should we be at worry's ease that Joe Biden isn't involved in these conversations?
Yeah, it's always a question of whether you actually want him involved or not, given his situation, regardless of what he has said. There's a long history of presidents being involved all the way back to Calvin Coolidge in labor disputes that could upset the economy, and that goes back to Coolidge becoming involved in a strike with coal miners. What is odd is just the miscommunication here, saying one thing and doing another, and this comes on the heels of an administration that was very much aloof when there was a baby formula shortage, aloof with Adderall and amoxicillin, the latter being an important antibiotic shortage, just sort of a casual disregard for actually rolling up your sleeves and getting into the nitty-gritty of important government functions.
And also, before I move on to John, Christian, well, there's a Tylenol shortage with RSV being a huge concern for parents in this country, speaking of kind of taking their eye off the ball. But also, this was Biden had this big announcement that this rail strike was averted, and Maria called it out at the moment it happened, that it was all bluster. And nothing was written. Clearly, nothing was actually firm. It was just they postponed this, in essence, so it didn't hurt them in the midterm elections.
Right, postponing it to a point where the unions actually have more leverage because you're at this critical point with shipping. This isn't just Christmas presents, too. I mean, this is food and housing material and things that are absolutely critical that don't move by truck or can't move by truck. So, again, just sort of this callous disregard by a very ideological White House, and a White House that's really driven by progressive policy, forcing that on the American people, as opposed to the more difficult but less exotic work of dealing with people. And this is a administration. I mean, hey, Joe Biden used to ride the train back to Delaware. He says he's a union guy from Scranton. He should have a tremendous amount of influence over both sides here, but the actual practice is lacking.
Right. It looked like he, in that clip from on Nantucket, he was wearing a union hat of sorts. You could see it with the union number on the bottom of the hat. But somebody just handed it to him because it still had the sticker on the front, which I think is de rigueur these days, but not for an 80-year-old dude. John Lonsky, how do you see this? Because this would be not just inflationary, but also damage job growth in this country if this strike happens.
You're precisely right, Kagan. I mean, you'd have a situation where you'd have higher prices and lower output, a temporary increase in joblessness. Some estimates have a temporary loss of jobs reaching 700,000 occupations. That would be devastating to the U.S. economy. We don't need it at this point in time. And let's not forget that there are other modes of transport that are under stress. The Mississippi River, we're not able to use barges the same way we did when we had higher levels of water in the Mississippi. This has forced shippers to become more reliant on rail transport, an absolute mess for the U.S. economy. UPS, by the way, is one of the biggest customers of the rail system.
It's really incredible. Would you be more, would your concerns be soothed if you thought Joe Biden was actually involved in these talks?
You know, ultimately, I think Congress has the power to order the rail workers back on the job. 1991, we had a threatened rail strike, and I believe via the Railway Labor Act, something of that sort, the workers were sent back to work because it posed such a burden, such a danger to the health of the U.S. economy.
That's a really good point. Thank you. I put you on the spot. But, Christian, I love how Marty Walsh, just because of his accent, seems to be the only person who kind of engenders any confidence. If you listen to him, like, Marty Walsh. I won't do my Boston accent anymore this morning, but anyway, I just appreciate an accent, obviously.